What's happening, party people? Hey, this is the weekly video. I'm actually going to release it on time. I figured I'd release it on Friday. You'll be able to see it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or anytime during the week and kind of catch up on the highlights of what happened the previous week. However, I'm not really doing daily videos the way I used to, so this is highlights of what's coming in the next week. In this video, it shows a couple of clips from when I finished Tony's car. Had an interesting thing happen with a CV axle. Strange situation. And somebody delivered a S70 to me that needed a engine replaced. So I started troubleshooting that and started preparing to install another engine in that car. I replaced the trailing arm on Elizabeth's S60. Somebody had hit the car and it bent the trailing arm, so I got that replaced. I detailed the S60 a little bit, not crazy, but I did a decent job detailing the outside of it. And then I did a real detailed job on the exterior of Lemonade, and Lemonade is looking really good now. When the S70 got here, it had a bad battery in it. Put it on the charger, it wouldn't charge. So I had an interesting thing going on with getting that battery to charge. Had some clips from that. Then I tried to start the S70 so I can move it in the driveway and work on it there. But I couldn't get that started, so I was troubleshooting that no start. That didn't go as planned, but it is what it is. So I had to start working on it in the street. Now, Mita had never been to a live play, and we have a playhouse not even a mile from our house, probably 3/4 of a mile. They had a play there that was supposed to be a little funny, so we went there. A couple little clips in there about that, and then I started servicing that engine that was going in that S70. So those are going to be highlight clips you'll see in this video. Man, I'm still home, shocked, really shocked. I thought I was going to be getting out of here Monday. Today's Friday. I'm still here. Decided to do some repairs on Lemonade because there's some stuff going on and cars just wear out as you drive them around. So here's the model of it here, and I went and did some stuff with it. Hey, that was even missing the rear wing, just like Lemonade is. But stripped it down, detailed it. This week, I redid the front suspension, did some work on the brakes, a few other things, and I'm getting ready to hit the road. I thought I was going to hit the road today, but didn't get the car loaded up yesterday and realized I had to do some financial stuff with my accountant. So I'm going to be doing that today. I will get out of here tomorrow. Shifted things in my schedule. I have a doctor's appointment this coming up Wednesday for my sleep study. So I'm going to go to Chicago and try to take care of half the things I was supposed to take care of in Chicago this month. Then I'm going to come back here for my doctor's appointment Wednesday. And then Thursday morning, I will be heading to Springfield, Missouri. Got a night or two there. Then I'm going into Lincoln, Nebraska. And then I'm going to help somebody, I think, in Iowa. And then I'm coming back here or going straight to Chicago to finish some stuff there. Now, I have to go to Texas for a few days, the end of the month. So I got to schedule that. And then I'll be going out to the east side. So that's what my schedule looks like for the next, I guess, month. I appreciate you all checking out the video. Appreciate your support. Thanks for a couple new people that joined the Patreon side. I'm here trying to help people learn how to service and take care of their cars. So do pay attention. Do search the videos about servicing your vehicle. I got a video called A New Volvo Owner. It wouldn't be a bad idea to watch that video once a year and check your car out once a year. If you don't want to check it out, take it to a mechanic and say, hey, I want you to inspect this car as if I'm going to buy it. Let them do a bumper-to-bumper check on it. Give you a list of things that you need to do to that car in the coming months. They normally charge anywhere from $65 to $150 to do that check. Let me tell you something. that's the best money spent. You're going to find having a reputable either vehicle inspector or mechanic that works on Volvos, preferably if you have a Volvo. Get that car checked out and schedule your work for the next few months. And by all means, don't take chances on driving a car, playing coolant roulette and oil roulette and stuff like that. We got our t-shirt design that says a tow is cheaper than an engine. So if you got something going on, you lose coolant, you lose oil, shut that thing down, call a tow truck. Don't try to drive that thing home. That is not going to work for you. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and let you watch the rest of the video if you like. I'm going to go do my exercise, take care of my stuff with my accountant, take care of getting this car loaded up, and man, we will be in Chicago tomorrow, the Lord willing. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Back here at Tony's, kicking off the Tinker Day. And we got a CV axle that seems about ½ inch short, and it's tight. It really won't go in. Not sure what's going on with that, but I'm gonna try to get it in again, and then I'm gonna back away from it. That's a significant length difference. Changed the clip on that CV axle, got it in. Pins are a little dirty, has some corrosion on them, was not sliding smooth at all. So I'm hitting them with the wire wheel to get them cleaned up, then I'll put some lube on them. Now it's time to bleed these brake calipers and this clutch. Hooked up my power bleeder and bled both of these front calipers and the clutch system. Put the tires on, mess with the alignment. I'm gonna put some plastic down, spray some oil on it, put some more plastic down, then let the car down on it. That should make me a slippery enough surface so that I can do a decent alignment. I'm gonna do a 1/4 inch toe in. So I need to get my string and a couple more jack stands to run my string and do my measurements. Here we go. Put it in neutral. Man, that clutch feels super light. See if this thing starts up. Oh, gotta push in the clutch pedal. Alright, that's a straight wheel there. I'm gonna turn the wheel right and left several times to get that power steering pump rolling and look under here and see if it's leaking. I don't see any leaks. I'm gonna grab a string and see where our alignment is, and I think the power steering level is good in the reservoir still. So turned it around several times. We should be good to go. Let me do my makeshift alignment. Man, I'm pretty close on this alignment. We got 2 and almost 1/4, 2 and just about 1/8. Man, that's good. I'm gonna lock this one down and go check the next one. That's it, folks. Alignment done, and we are out. Got a car delivered today, at S70 with S80 wheels. Missing a couple of fog lights. Got these projectors on it. Man, cleaned up. This car is sharp. Window shades and a blown engine. I got to try to get it backed up into the spot a little better. Get it out of the street, because they hit cars around here. I'm going to kick off the day by changing that tire on Pepper so it can have matching wheels. Well, it's got grease in there, but as soon as I slid the boot back, everything just fell out. So for some reason, it wasn't secure in there. any kind of way. Doesn't look like any of the bearings are disintegrated. I have a strange one. I pulled this battery out of a S60. It's dated. Less than a year old. Well, a year old now. And this thing will not take a charge. I don't know what's wrong with it, but my charger won't even acknowledge that it's hooked up to this battery. It's been hooked up for about 10 minutes. Usually I get a charging sequence here when I hit the mode button, but that ain't happening. And then I get this little red light. So I'm gonna hook this battery up to a jump box, and hopefully after sitting 5 or 10 minutes, it'll have enough juice in it for my battery charger to acknowledge it. So let's see how that works. I'm going to be replacing the left rear trailing arm. It goes from the frame of the car to this rear suspension. I got the part from Erie Bo, and not to be confused with anybody located in Erie, PA, but this place is in Whitesburg, New York. Man, if you need parts that you can't find, I mean, if you can make them your first stop, they get stuff to you quick. Prices are great. I've sent a lot of people there to get stuff like engines, transmissions, stuff like that. But they get these parts here. This is kind of an odd part. Really difficult to find locally because this part rarely goes bad. So you rarely see this part in the salvage yard. But it's also hard to find parts to newer cars. This is a 2012, that's 12 years old. Stuff that's not that old normally don't show up in the salvage yard. So anyway, I got the part from them. Let's go through the process of getting it installed. Well, looky there. I got me a goodie bag from them as well. A nice hat, couple of t-shirts, magnets, always use those, poker chips, bottle opener, key holder, ink pen, stickers, again, magnets. Thank you guys. If you see this video, I appreciate it. This is the one that was on there, and this is the replacement. You can see how bent that thing was. So they should be pointing the same direction, but they're not. So that bend in there tweaked the alignment of the vehicle and caused it to hop. Let's go ahead and get this on. Time's wasting. Having a heck of a time getting this Chinese jigsaw puzzle in. So what I decided to do was stick this top bolt in first. Now I'm gonna try to swing it in and attach the other points. So that bolt is in place. And let me see if I can get this other stuff maneuvered where it'll be attached. That seemed to work. So I had that bolt right there in. I swung it down. I got the CV axle started. I greased the spline so it'll slide in. Then I got that little tie rod in over there in. And I got this knuckle to the frame of the car there, that part of the suspension. Stuck a screwdriver in there, lined it up. Now I'm gonna drive that screw in. Then I'm gonna drive this screw in. Then I'm gonna drive this screw in. Then I'm gonna tighten them. I don't have a torque value. They're 15 millimeters, so I'm gonna try to tighten them to 45 foot-pounds. Hopefully that's enough. I had a hard time getting a few screws to line up. That one was tough getting lined up because this side of the hole was even. This side of the hole, the knuckle was up, the part was down. So I had to pull the front of the arm down to get that to line up. And then I got that one in. When I put this one in, I forgot to put that bracket in, so I had to take that back out, put that bracket in, and that's how that bracket should be loaded. I got the lines and the harnesses secure. Then I couldn't get the bottom bolt in the shock because the shock was higher. So I had to jack that up. I got that lined up now. So now I should be able to get that shock in there, get that bolt in. Now I gotta get this front piece lined up. It was too far forward, but now that it's jacked up, I'll see if it's backed up enough for me to get those bolts in. It looks like it is, so I may be good to go. Let me get this one in and then get those two in, those 18s. Went and picked up some shelving for some organization. Got 4 of those things, thank God. Pepper blew the turbo tube again, so I replaced the clamp. That should be good to go. And I need to go grab that S60 and detail it. Then I'm going to detail the outside of Lemonade, and then I'm going to get on this engine replacement. Man, this battery looks exactly like this door latch battery. Every curvature of it. These little holes and everything. The handle is just black versus gray. So anyway, let's see if this thing charges up. This is how it looks after the first pass of the polisher. It's got a lot of deep cuts in there, which is expected. I'm gonna try to use some rubbing compound to get some more of this out, and then polish it again, and then do some detailing. Well, this is what I ended up with. Man, a near mirror finish there. You can see the birds and the trees on there. I really polished the hood. I cut it, polished it, waxed it. I just polished and waxed the roof, polished and waxed the trunk, a little bit of the upper side of the sides, and just waxed the sides. That's a deep cut from somewhere. That's way into the paint, all the way through to plastic or metal. That'll have to be touched up. A couple of these scratches will. The hood looks pretty good. You can see the trees and the clouds. This front bumper has been painted. It's got a lot of orange peel. It doesn't come as smooth and clean as the hood does. But I cut this side of the hood, polished it and waxed it. I polished and waxed this side. And that side actually looks a little smoother. Anyway, back here, we're going to find a PDR person, see what they could do about this. And some of this is a little deep, but I think I can get the rest of this out of here. Didn't have time to do it all today, and I couldn't find my rubbing compound. So I'm gonna find my rubbing compound and try to get the rest of this white stuff off of here, but some of that's all the way through. I didn't realize it, but it is. That'll probably have to be touched up. Kicking off the Tinker Day. Want to see how this battery's doing. It is not doing well. We only got 2 lights lit. I don't think my charger's going bad because I seen it going up on the other batteries. Man, this thing, like I said, it's only about a year old. But sitting in the car for months not being used kills them. Let's test it. Well, it says it has 12.49 volts. Battery test, regular flooded, cold cranking amps. This one says 550. Testing. 75. It's good. We're gonna keep it on the charger. See if we can get that up to 95. Left off yesterday, clay barring, cutting, and polishing Lemonade. The hood came out pretty good. Got this spot here. Started doing the roof. It was coming out pretty good, but somebody painted this side of the car at one time. These 2 doors, I believe, are clear coated, and they clear coated up here because it's peeling. The sad part is it may have been blended once upon a time, but now it's not. This is definitely faded compared to the roof. It's faded a lot, and I can't get it to darken up because it's clear coated. Anyway, I polished this with the polishing solution. I cut and polished this. This didn't come out as good as the cut and polish, so I'm gonna cut the rest of the car and then polish it. and it'll be smoother and look better. Now I can see bugs crawling in the trees in that reflection, but I can see a few blemishes in this side. So I want to go as clean as I can, so I'm gonna hit that there. I am done with the top surface. It's looking good. Now it's time to do the front, sides, and the back. Time to wrap it up. I got the passenger side put back together. The roof rack is in the back drying. I had one spot on there that I had to run. I haven't polished the back. I need to find my touch-up paint. So on this side, it doesn't look like I polished this, but I did. I have a scrape and scratch here I couldn't rub out, that's deep. But this side still has some swirl in it. I gotta polish that with the finishing polish. Kicking off the Tinker Day, we got a low tire pressure warning in the S60. So let's see if there's any that are low or just the sensor system messed up. I'm going to try to work around my emblems here, detailing my car. I'm gonna go ahead and put tape all the way across the top of the bumper because I don't want to get the polishing compound on there and have a hard time getting that out. I got enough stains on that. However, I am digging this seal out of here. A lot of people leave that in there until it rusts so bad that they can't get it out. About 75% of it came out. I'm digging the rest out slowly but surely. So I'm putting a screwdriver in there, twisting it out, and I'm getting a little bit at a time. It seems like I got some gasket holding this trim in, and this is supposed to just slide out and slide in. However, this one seems to be stuck. It's got some of this, what I think is rubber gasket material holding it in. So let me finish working that out, clean that up, and get to polishing. I'm gonna have to get a brush and scrub in there and polish that out. I think the idea is for it to keep water and different stuff like that from building up there, but after 30 years it turns into a liability over a positive thing. So let me keep going. I got it out. I got a few scratches back in there I'm gonna need to touch up, but at least I got it out and I'm gonna go from there. I don't have another one to put in there. I don't even know if they're available anymore, but at this point I'm not interested. I'm also need to treat this little spot of rust that was building up under there. Finally finished. Got all the polish done, all the buffing done, getting ready to put it back together and wrap this up so I can move on to the next job. Can't remember if I showed that I got this seal out of here, and there's a couple spots of rust. And let me tell you, rust unseen and unchecked is bad rust. Get rid of those seals. That's my take. Kicking off the Tinker Day, we're gonna go see if that S70 will start. Even though the battery was dead, wouldn't even kick off a charge, I hit it with the jump box booster for about a minute. That gave it a little bit, and the charger charged it up 100%, 100%. So let's see if it'll crank. Let's see what happens. Door check strap is jacked up. We got battery juice for sure. Put the key back in my pocket here. See if we hear the fuel pump. I don't hear a fuel pump. Definitely has lawnmower syndrome. All right, we're gonna have to work on it where it sits. So I'm gonna go put my car back in the driveway and get to work on this thing. But I do need to get the engine prepared to put in here, so I gotta change the oil pan on it, all the timing parts and stuff like that. So let me focus on that first. We're gonna put together this engine stand. It's also a rotisserie, so you can spin the engine around and work on it, change whatever parts you need. Let's get this box open and get this together. Place all the seals in this engine, which is the rear main seal. All that oil down in there is an indication that the rear main was leaking. Cheap cam seal there, probably a cheap one back here, and it looks like there's been oil leaking on the front side as well. So I'm gonna look, see if the crank is leaking too. So replacing these cam seals. Cheap seal on this side too. Even though the seal's tight, they're leaking. So let me grab my tool, grab some Volvo seals and get those installed. The new Volvo seals are installed. This is key. You see that's not in the middle, that slit. It's a little bit to the left. So you want to line this up so that it falls in that key a little bit to the left. People don't do this. Technically their timing is off and they can't get their car to start. I don't have the one for that. I'm gonna take it off the bad engine. Primary purpose of this tool is to hold the seal open so it don't toss that spring going on. Let me go ahead and lock this on here and get the other piece and push that seal in. This tool works better with the M12 flywheel bolts. If you use these 18 hex bolts, you got to align them like that with the flat part over there so that the rest of the tool can fit over there, or the tool won't fit if the points are out. So it will not work with the points out like that. You have to turn it in so that it is in line with there so this can fit over it. Went to Home Depot to get some bolts for the lower holes. I got 3/8 inch bolts, 5 inches long. I think it said it was a 16 thread count. So let's see if these fit through the hole. Like a perfect fit, and they're grade 8, so they should hold the weight fine. So let's go ahead and bolt this engine to the engine stand. I got the engine on the stand. Instead of 5-inch bolts, it looks like I could have used 4.5, but 5 is good. Put a couple more washers on that, screwed those in the engine, screwed those through the engine.
For 40 years, he was a man, and men never stopped to ask for directions.
Boo! Boo! Kicking off the Tinker Day. I need to get this engine ready to put on, and man, I got a little bit of a mess on my hands. I replaced the rear main seal. That looks wet, but it's not. It's something that's, oh yeah, it's a little wet. I got that done yesterday. I got the 2 rear cam seals replaced. Now I noticed the harness is cut, and the type of knock sensors that are on here, I'm going to have to take this intake manifold off in order to get the other knock sensors on, because the other knock sensors don't have those plugs. So I need to do that. Plus I need to get this dipstick off. I need to replace this oil pan, because the oil pan has a hole on it right there. Whole bottom of the oil pan is missing. And I need to pull this timing belt cover off to see what those timing parts look like. I'm probably going to have to replace all those timing parts. And I need to replace this exhaust manifold because it's cut. And I don't see no other way to disconnect it because it's welded. And I need to put the one from the other car on here. So let me get cracking. And I might have to heat that up to undo that. Or just take that off, use the one on the other car. Let's see how this goes. This is a little bit of rusty situation on here. The other car may not have that. Original water pump. See, it's missing these cogs right here. That's an original idler. This timing belt stuff looks original, and it's a Volvo belt. It creaked when I started moving it. I got the timing marks set. I'm gonna brush those off real quick, and I'm gonna put a cam locking tool on the back because I need to do these cam seals, and it's just easy that way. And since half of that stuff is off anyway, it'll be easy to lock them up back there. Here we are, folks. We got oil along here. Took the cover off, just 2 bolts, makes this easy to clean. I got that cam seal out, got to get the other one out and start putting this stuff back together. Timing stuff is installed. This belt seems a little tight, but I'm gonna go ahead and release the cam locking tools from the back, roll it around, and make sure all is well. So here I am. The belt was tight going on. I couldn't figure out what was happening. I didn't have enough slack here to even put the belt on. I had to take the cam sprocket loose, but I kind of pushed it on. It was real tight. Pulled the pin on the tensioner didn't extend. So I rolled the engine over, and then lo and behold, the crank moved and the belt didn't, and I assumed the belt wasn't seated in the teeth under the crank, and it jumped a tooth or so, or a half a tooth, and it fell in the grooves. So now the crank is on the mark right down there, and both cams are 1 tooth off. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to move those cams 1 tooth and show you how that's done. A lot of people don't know. So here I am, I'm 1 tooth off, and I got the belt loose. I want to move this 1 tooth. And what you do is you put a long screwdriver in there like that, and you bump it or turn it until you're on the mark. See how far that jumped over? Way too far. So I want to turn that back until it's on the mark. If you use a longer screwdriver, it works better, but just slide them in there and twist it back or forth till you get them aligned to the marks, and put your belt back on. I'm done for the day. I'm tapping out. I got the exhaust off, new manifold gaskets in place, and I'm gonna go have supper and call it a night. If you made it this far, I trust that you found some information that was either useful or entertaining, so go ahead and hit the like button. And if you would like notification of future videos that I post, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. You can follow me on other social media apps by looking for @RobertDIY. Some form of that should bring up the other channels that I have on places like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and so forth. If for some reason you need some more personal help, go to my website at robertdiy.com and use the phone number that I have posted there to send me a text message, or you can email me. If you have questions or comments, please make a comment below. And if you'd like to make some kind of financial contribution to what I got going on here, go to my channel and hit the more link at the end of the introduction statement, and it'll show you different ways that you can support me financially. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. I mean, a lot of dirt gets under these trim pieces. Look at that caked up dirt there. All the way down there. So I'm gonna wash this out first. I washed the car last night, so it's not that dirty. I'm not gonna wash it again, but I am gonna power wash this out. Brush it out with a brush. And then start polishing it. Or clay barring it first. I got the grill out. I got the sprayers out. And I got the roof trim out. That's washed and brushed. So let me go ahead and wash these two holes and then get to work with my McGuire's clay bar. It tells you what to do. It ain't a real big deal. But hey, if you want it clean and looking like new, this is what you gotta do. Moving right along. This part's polished twice. This part's polished twice. Not finished, just polished. This part's polished once here. This part's not polished, and this is the test spot we had a few months back. So it's coming together so you can see the clay bar side versus the polished side. And then I'm gonna finish polishing that, then I'm gonna wax half and show you the difference between polished and waxed. All right, I got the entire hood polished. I'm about to wax it. Let me get my phone on the charger so I can have some juice to do that.